You ready?
Yeah,
I'm Austin Lugo.
I'm Andrew Harp.
This is With Nothing to Say.
Let's talk about the Holy Mountain.
Before we get started this week, next week we're going to be watching I Know Where I'm Going. I wanted to pick a romantic type of film since it is the season, since Valentine's Day is just around the corner. I'm pretty excited about this film. I don't think I've seen any of Powell's films before. Have you, Andrew?
I haven't seen any of their movies, but Michael Powell did direct a movie by himself called Peeping Tom, which is a very, very good like proto horror slasher movie. It's a very, very, very good. And they both have directed other movies that are considered classics: The Red Shoes, Black Narcissus, Matter of Life and Death, Blimp, all that shit.
According to Letterboxd, I have seen one of his films before, but I'm not sure which one. I think I've seen Black Narcissus before. I'm like 80% sure I've seen this film before, but I have seen something. By the way, I'm excited.
You can fade it, by the way.
Yeah, but I always forget how to do that. Wait, here, let me do this. Fade watched. Okay. I've seen 49th Parallel. Don't know what this movie's about. Oh, I remember this movie. Very good. I'm excited. The Red Shoes has long been on my list, but I've just never gotten around to it. So now will be a good excuse to watch in preparation for this. But I'm pumped. Let's go. All right. But this week, we're talking about The Holy Mountain, a movie that you love, I know. So why did you pick this movie, Andrew?
There's no other movie like it. That's for sure. Hodorowski movie. You've never seen a Hodorowski movie before. And I think in Holy Mountain, everybody should see it. Everyone should watch it. You know, Hodorowski, unbelievable guy, unbelievable director. It's just kind of like a great, ideal 70s psychedelic experience.
I came into this movie completely blind. I had no idea what this movie was about. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a horror film. Maybe it's just from the posters.
There's some horrific stuff in it.
There's some very gross and disturbing moments in this film. I'd describe this film as very disturbing and, dare I say, nauseating at times. It's
Hell yeah.
an experience like no other and a challenging film to talk about because there's not much of a plot. I mean, there kind of is, but it's a bit all over the place.
Yeah, it kind of is, which is okay for me because that's just kind of like the journey of the movie. But I don't think I would have the movie any other way. I will say there's a movie that is similar to this movie. For some reason, this movie and another movie I feel like are kind of connected because I think they're both kind of similar in their kind of grandiosity. Ken Russell's The Devils, which is also a 1970s movie. I think that movie is also equally incredible from a visual standpoint, but there's a little bit more to like the writing and the story to it, I guess. I would say that movie is a little bit better than Holy Mountain, but Holy Mountain is also amazing.
This film reminded me a lot of the discreet charm of the bourgeoisie in some of his work. Also has a bit of Tampopo vibes. This film's funnier than I thought it would be. Again, I didn't know what this
Yeah,
film
it's quite funny.
would be about, but almost Monty Python level of humor.
Yeah.
Just some like very disturbing yet simultaneously silly moments in this film.
There's so many great iconic images too. I think it's a great looking movie. I think there are so many crazy things. I think the comedy too is kind of apparent with like in the middle of the movie where the movie kind of stops and introduces all of the characters, the factory owner, rich people who want to live forever. There's a lot of funny stuff. Those kind of feel like yeah, like Monty Python skits almost.
So our film opens up on two women being shaved, I guess.
Yeah, the opening intro is iconic. It doesn't really have anything to do with the movie, but like it doesn't really matter. It's just like a really great like image.
Yeah, this film is full of extremely vivid images. It feels almost like subliminal in the images. Like on their own, they don't have a whole lot of meaning, but the conglomeration of these different images just feels like this very strange experience. And this opening image, which I was reading some article, I don't remember where, and supposedly those two women in the beginning of the film are actors. He just found these two women who wanted to have a spiritual experience, which tracks. It's a very spiritual film, I guess you could describe it as.
Yeah, and it's clear, everybody's like taking LSD and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's a very LSD laden movie. I'm sure making the movie was similar to what you see in the movie. It's pretty out there. It's pretty far out. But yeah, like that sounds about right. And like I love like the black, like the tall black hat and stuff like that. Like that shit is like very, iconic. There are so many iconic images.
So post haircutting scene, we open on this Jesus Christ like figure.
Yeah, he's basically almost like the main character, kind of, for the
Yeah.
most part.
Kind of like our protagonist. He's the guy we follow around for the first at least 30 minutes. Like it's kind of just him wandering around in this weird, how would you describe this world, Andrew?
It's almost like the essence of a South American country, I guess, because he kind of like yeah, he goes on a little journey and he kind of like meets all kinds of different like people and places and things that kind of point out like how fucked up I guess things were at the time. Like right away, like you see like that image of like the truck going by with like all the bodies like that are filled in with it. And there are like guys walking around with like helmets and gas masks and guns, and those people probably symbolize the fascist state or whatever, war, dictators, whatever. And some of this stuff is a little on the nose. It's a cool image, like when a person gets shot and they're laying there and like birds fly out. There's something a little, I don't know. I guess maybe he was the first to do it, but I imagine like seeing that like used again and again as a joke, like in a comedy show or something like that, like a person getting shot, or some of those images are a little on the nose. I like the one with the guys in gas masks carrying like the dogs who are like crucified and skinned. Those look like real dogs.
They were. Apparently, they were from a restaurant and they were just like they were going to serve them as food. So before they,
That's sick.
yeah.
There's no other movie. I haven't seen any other movie that uses animals like this movie. There's no other movie. The way that they use animals in this movie is insane. It's really like honestly like for me it's like one of the big reasons to watch the movie because it's insane. It's just like the use of animals.
It's so disturbing in so many different ways. And the first 30 minutes, I think, is perhaps the most disturbing part of the film. I mean, so many just disgusting moments, bloodshed and murder, and of course, the animal carcasses on crosses and all these different crucifixes. You have the toads and lizards.
Chameleon like circus or something. That shit I totally forgot about. That shit is so crazy. It's so fun.
I love the like group of tourists that's like wandering around, like buying these commercialized Christ-like figures.
They're having sex with like
Military.
the military people. Yeah.
It reminded me a bit of Playtime when that group of tourists is wandering around. I think it's they have this music's very similar. Kind of has that sort of circusy Italian.
I always forget that Don Cherry worked on the music. Like I saw his name in the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that Don Cherry worked on it. You can kind of hear him here and there in the soundtrack. Love Don Cherry.
So insane. So many gross images of just sloppy. I don't even know how to describe.
A lot of nudity in the movie too.
There's a lot of nudity and sexual images, but not sexual in a fun way.
I wouldn't say it's like super sexualized movie. I mean, there is like
There's a
I
lot of
don't know.
sex. I mean, it doesn't feel sexy. I'm not saying it's a sexy movie, but there is a lot of sexual images, a lot of phallic images, a lot of penises, vaginas, and boobs.
Yeah, it rocks. Yep. I love the part where he's like he meets up with like those people that are dressed up like Roman guards or whatever, and they get him drunk. It's kind of funny, but it's like, whoa. I'm guessing he's like Hodorowski's trying to make like a comment about like the commodification, and that even like the image of Jesus being crucified is a commodified image. If you truly believe in it, it's like an insane thing that happened. And so like the commodification of like Jesus being crucified is like kind of a weird thing. He like while he's drunk, they like pour a bunch of like slop onto him and then they like make a mold of him so they can make these big paper mache Jesuses. That part's pretty nuts.
It's absolutely wild. And then he goes around carrying a paper mache version of himself, wandering through the streets, meeting all of these wacky people.
He meets all those prostitutes who are like all wearing the same thing. Yeah, there's a lot of details in the movie. There's a lot of like visual details that are kind of hard to miss. Like with the prostitutes, there's one who I guess falls in love with him, I guess. The thief, he's named in the credits, and she has like a monkey.
Yes, there's a monkey in the film who's just chilling.
Yeah, it's like her friend that she has with her. There's no explanation. There's not really a lot of dialogue in the movie that explains anything. You just kind of have to go on the ride. Like if you go in the movie like thinking, "What's this mean? What's this? What's going on there? Da, da, da. Why aren't they like?" You're gonna have like a really really bad time.
Yeah, it's definitely more of an experience that overwhelms you, and you kind of just have to become one with the film. You can't try to.
You just kind of have to like approach it like a surreal painting or something like that. Like there's surreal paintings. This is a surreal film. You wouldn't look at a surreal painting and be like, oh, why is this like this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, no, you just kind of have to approach it like that.
So our Jesus character is wandering around, running into all of these wacky characters and gross situations until at one point he lifts himself up into some sort of bell tower, church tower sort of thing.
Oh, by the way, I like when he eats the face of his statue. Do you remember that
It's
part?
gross. I sure do.
He does it for real. Whatever, like it's like a big tower, and like he really does go up there.
Oh yeah, it's very impressive. He climbs up some giant ass tower and breaks through some, I don't know, hole in the wall or whatever, in which he meets, I don't know, does the guy have a name? The pastor guy, the leader,
According to the credits, he's the alchemist.
the alchemist. That's right. Because he's discovered,
Turn shit into gold.
yeah, well, yes. He has discovered how to turn shit into gold. Quite literally. There's a quite long scene where we watch them turn shit into gold.
Yeah, it rocks. I love the tower scenes because all the sets and rooms that they go in look amazing. Like that first room he goes in where he's like walking really slowly, and like the big rainbow room is very amazing. It looks crazy.
These set designs are so much fun. Have a nice like kung fu little scene, just throwing them across the floor.
That's Hodorowski, by the way, the alchemist. Yeah, he's in a lot of his movies. He acts in a lot of his movies. But yeah, they have a little scene, and yeah, he puts him in the thing to make him sweat, and I guess he needs the sweat to make the shit into gold. Is once again, it's not really explained, but whatever, you get the idea.
Very cool looking machine. A lot of really cool looking machines. Very cool set designs. Very cool futuristic 70s like AI type machines that just look absolutely wild.
Animals everywhere in these scenes too. Like there's like a baby hippo at one point. There's like a pelican, a camel, like just like random animals.
They're all over the place. And he goes through a series of rituals. And I love that one room, the tarot card room, with all of the paintings on the walls. And there's that image where they're above our two characters and it starts to spin and it goes faster and faster and faster. It looks almost like a board game, almost. I don't know. It's very strange looking. It's like one of those little like spinning card things that you kind of look into from the side, like those old like film kind of thing. It looks like that almost. It's very strange scene. I love the paintings.
The rooms are so cool. It must have taken a lot of work to put these together, even though there are not a lot of like things in it.
Yeah, the set design is insane.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it. And once again, it's like, he's like an alchemist or something, like a religious leader. It's hard to say, but he's cool.
And that's when we get introduced to our 8 other disciples, I guess you could call them, which this is my favorite part of the film. It's basically just a
I
series.
totally forgot about it.
Really?
I kind of forgot about this part of the movie, and I was like, oh, right. I forgot this part of the movie. Yeah, where you have all this stuff.
I love this part. It's a bit like a heist film in which we get to introduce to each character. Each character has a specific set of skills that they bring to the table.
They're also all terrible.
They're all terrible human beings. They're all the worst. Like just awful human beings. Each one just worse than the last.
I like the first guy who has all of his like wives.
That guy's awesome.
He has like the huge line of wives. He has like his like father who has like his like wife to determine what business decision to make. He's like, oh no, he's not even blind. He's deaf blind and he can't talk.
And dumb, deaf, blind, and dumb.
Yeah. And like touch his wife to determine like business decisions. But his wife is like a doll,
A
like a
mannequin.
mannequin. It's like, oh, okay. And they all like own from some of them don't, but a lot of them like own factories and stuff that make shit.
Yeah, they're all like high up in whatever planet they're in. They're either owners of a factory or one of them's the head of the finances for some dictatorship, but all absurdly insane. I think one of my favorites is the woman who produces weapons for children.
Yeah, that one's good. I believe that woman in particular is either the wife or like daughter of Hodorowski.
Really?
Yeah, Valerie Hodorowski.
Huh. Yeah. Her whole thing is that they study the ongoing wars of the world and then produce weapons in which to sell to children so then they can convince children to participate in the military. And so the world that's designed there, and I love the different worlds that are designed, not just the set designs, but all of the different thought that's put into the people that are involved in these worlds. And in this world, you'll notice that there's no one between the ages of like 20 and 40, because I guess I assume that they're all off at war or have all been killed. So it's all either young children or like super old people. Very strange, very surreal.
That's a good point. And yeah, and like yeah, they have like the kids that are like hooked up to like the things on their heads and stuff, and like they have like bows and arrows. They're like, we also have a comic book campaign for
I love that.
to like hate the enemy. It's very, very good. I like the art one where he makes art where it's like they're like painting like the asses of people and they sit down on
Yes.
it. Or like the weird robot that gives birth to like the baby robot. I just kind of like the idea of like the art factory. Like it's they're all good in their own way.
Is the art factory, is that the architect guy or is the architect guy a different guy? I think the architect guy is a different guy, but I don't remember. The only thing I remember about the architect is that opening scene in his really cool house and those children dressed up as mice who,
Oh, architect guy is a different guy.
right. What does he do? Like, I only remember that opening part of that. Is there more to that scene after that?
He's the guy who remember he goes to that dinner with all those people and he has like people will live in coffins and stuff. Like there's no
Oh,
running water, no
yes,
heat,
that's
no
right.
like
He designs the coffins.
that one is very, very funny too, where he's like presenting like in a school gymnasium, like the coffins that people will live in. The outfits in the movie too are amazing. Like the looks of all these people look great. They look so weird and crazy. And the funniest one is like the chief of police guy, the guy who looks like a Mad Max villain. It's like yours completes my collection of 1,000 testicles.
It's just a room full of testicles, jars and jars of testicles.
And then like they go and like they kill a bunch of people on a protest. That's another part of the movie where once again I'm like, okay, like yeah, I get it. It's like yeah,
It's a bit on the nose.
they like shoot people and like things and items fly out of them and they pull stuff out of them and yeah, I get it.
And they're all from a different planet, one of the 9 planets. They're each, I don't know, supposed to be representative of some shit. I don't know. I'm sure there's some like astrology shit going on that
Yeah, there's like an astrology shit going on. I don't really know. I don't know if it's like literally they're literally from another planet. Who cares?
doesn't matter, I guess.
It makes sense. Like it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. It does
Yes.
make sense to like the goal of the movie.
So we meet the 9 different members of this great heist. And halfway through the film, we're finally giving the inciting incident, which is through all religions and ideas, there's this idea of a holy mountain where 9 individuals are basically gods who rule the world. And he's collected these 9 individuals because he believes that they are going to conquer the mountain and rule the world, so to speak.
They want immortality. And so yeah, he takes them on a bit of a journey, I guess.
He sure does. He forces them to get rid of all of their money, throwing just piles and piles of money into a fire. They have to throw mannequins of themselves into the fire.
I love that set too. I love how like it looks like an eye.
Yeah, it's a good looking set. And then he does the whole like projector heist, kind of telling them the plan and how they're going to do it and blah, 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 blah. And then they go on their adventure, their Lord of the Rings like adventure. It looked like they're in like Greenland or some shit.
Yeah, they're like in the mountains. I'm guessing they're still in South America. It looks like they're just kind of like in the mountainy areas. They're really out there though. I mean, it really does look like that to me. But you're right, it is very Lord of the Rings like, where they just they're like in robes and things, and the alchemist is trying to condition these people to like basically, yeah, like give up everything, give up their self, and just kind of give up who they were before, so that then they then can become immortal elders. because it's not going to happen as who they are right now. And I don't know, when you watch these parts of the movie, the actors, they're really doing it. They get naked, they run around, they're out there in the wilderness, clearly. They probably did drugs.
Yes, I would say there's a very large possibility that most of the people were on drugs during the making of this film. I'm sure it's an experience that could only be improved by LSD or any psychedelic drug, ayahuasca perhaps.
I'm pretty sure as well, yeah. But this part of the movie is it's nice, I guess. I like when the monkey shows up and he's wearing a shirt and jacket. He's got drip. Because while the elders are going, the lady, one of the prostitutes who likes the thief, she starts going up the mountain as well with her monkey friend. So that's fun to watch too, because you get to see the monkey.
Just doing his thing.
Yeah, he's chill as fuck. I'd be really scared to be near the monkey. I really would not want to be near a monkey.
No.
That monkey would kill you. He would break your neck.
I mean, he definitely could.
He seems chill, but like who knows like what sets off a monkey, It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, be skeptical when it comes to monkeys.
That's scary to me.
No, I feel that. So they go through a series of trials and tribulations, breaking people's bones, drinking green goo.
The guy has to throw his little friend off the boat.
It's his emotions or something like that.
It's like an illusion. It's like just something that's holding him back, I guess, from actualization, I guess.
Something about that. Spend some time on a boat in, a deep ocean and wander around. They meet the leprechaun guy. I don't know how else to describe him.
Wait, are you talking about the Lederhosen guy? Yeah, he's like a German Lederhosen guy.
Yeah.
This part of the movie is funny too. Basically like a hotel, and it's just like everybody's like partying and stuff. Like, yeah, these are people that wanted to go up the holy mountain, but they decided that staying here would just be better.
And you meet a bunch of wacky figures. The poet, who's just bad at being a poet. The guy who eats all that candy, but I guess it's supposed to be like LSD and different drugs of that sort.
That part's kind of interesting. The guy who's like, yeah, the holy mountain is right here, like in drugs. I'm assuming that's Hodorowski, who, even though like he loves probably drugs and psychedelics, he's probably like, it's not the holy mountain though. Like he probably thinks that LSD and drugs can be used as a tool. But I guess he's trying to say that psychedelics can lead you down a certain path or down the right path, but it's not necessarily the holy mountain. It's not the goal, I guess.
Yeah, he's self-aware enough to recognize that while the psychedelics may be a tool on which to guide the way to the path of the holy mountain, it's not the holy mountain themselves. And people who think that these drugs are the holy mountain themselves are no less foolish than any of the other people who live in this kind of fantasy, self-indulgent world, right? Because everyone in this kind of world that they meet is like consumed by their own self-indulgence. Like they're just extremely full of themselves and care only about kind of that momentary pleasure, right? They're not looking for anything beyond that. Like they thought they wanted immortality, but then they get there and they're like, oh, we can just.
Well, it's really hard to go up the mountain, so yeah.
So they're like, yeah, fuck that.
I like the guy who travels through it horizontally.
That's my favorite guy. Favorite person in this movie.
He's awesome.
Conquered the
holy mountain
horizontally.
He's like a strong guy in 70s. That guy's probably very strong, like in 1973. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, that guy is like, he has huge muscles. So yeah, he's like, I conquered it horizontally.
That's so funny. He can travel through matter, but only in a horizontal manner.
Yeah. That stuff is funny. Yeah. I kind of forgot how funny the movie was. I like later on too, who basically like, I don't know which one, but one of them that like basically has sex with the mountain. They're like climbing, and that part was kind of funny too. It's like, oh, okay. All right.
A lot of sexuality oozing from this film. I mean, the woman just has sex with the mountain at some point to give herself up to nature, to become one with the world.
I think one of the best parts too is when they go through the hardest part of the mountain, where they like all kind of experience, I guess, like some kind of horrifying fear or vision.
Their greatest fear. Yeah, something like that.
I love that part of the movie. It's great.
It's some pretty disturbing images. You got like the tree of chickens, dead chicken carcasses that build up a tree. You got the guy who has real spiders like tarantulas or some shit. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That was very disturbing. I mean, they're real fucking spiders that they just, good for this actor who was willing to let just dozens of spiders, because they're definitely real. and they're definitely crawling all over this man. And it's
They have that one where like they have the dogs fighting. They're really fighting.
that's a real fucking dogfight. It's
Once again, like this is a movie.
can't be made today.
It's so audacious that it has to be seen by everyone. And I know people will probably they'll see the dog fighting and they'll be like, no, like I have to stop. And that's understandable.
Pretty disturbing.
There's that scene where the cows and stuff like that's also like it's not disturbing, it's just kind of like fucked up. Yeah, like I understand like maybe people being uncomfortable with especially the animal stuff in it. It can be pretty tough, but it was 1973 and I think people were built different back then. I think they were. Things are a little bit different. People didn't know any better, and the fact is that the movie has been made, it exists, and that's just how it is, you know.
So these people, they go about, they're conquering their fears in their own weird, surreal, disturbing ways.
Funniest one is the guy whose breast turned into
Oh, into the cheetahs?
yes.
Yeah. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Who cares?
Who
It's
cares?
weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, this part of the movie is so cool. It happens very quickly.
Yeah, it's just back to back to back little skits, I guess you could describe them as.
They're a little bit less funny.
But they're conquering all their fears. But one of them has not been able to let go of their bodily, I don't know, fucking something about their body or something. So they have to cut off like all of his fingers.
Oh yeah, he like his like my hand is frozen, and they like badger him, and then yeah, he has to cut his fingers off.
And once they conquer all of their fears, the thief is followed by the prostitute and her monkey. And the leader's like, you should go with
You
your
should leave.
you should just leave. Like you just conquered this fucking mountain and did all this shit, but you should just go home. Like just leave. And he's like, okay. And they just go. The monkey, the prostitute, and the thief. They're gone.
The movie ends a little clumsily, I'll admit. I think the ending is fine, like the very ending. But yeah, like the movie kind of like when they finally see the elders, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Like Podorowski kind of like walks around a little bit and he like tells the guy to like cut off his head, but then it doesn't actually happen. And it's like, okay.
They all sit around the table, which have been, again, mannequins. There's a ton of mannequins in this film. So many mannequins.
I like that they laugh because it kind of makes sense, right? Because like in that situation, I would probably laugh too. Like I wouldn't be angry, I would laugh just because it would be like, oh yeah, like of course this would happen.
They conquer the mountain. They sit at a table. And of course, the final scene is we zoom back and it's all a
Zoom
movie.
out the camera. What does he say, Hodorowski? Like,
Yeah,
zoom
something like
out
zoom
camera. Yeah, and you see the whole set. Yeah, I like the ending. It's a little. Some people will probably be put off by it, but I think he's just trying to say like the idea, right, of the holy mountain is kind of recognizing that the world that we live in isn't reality. The whole experience that he put them through is to recognize reality and recognize themselves and not their images or their possessions, right? It's like that before these were people that were, I guess, like they identified themselves by their image and their possessions, and now they just are themselves with nothing, but that's good. And Hodorowski, I guess, is trying to say that, we need to be free from our images. And even now, we are an image, like we're in a movie. Like this is a movie, it's a commodified image. And so we need to be free from this as well.
There's a film by Michelangelo Antonioni. One of his final works came out in like 80s, I think, late 70s, early 80s, which has a very similar ending. The whole movie takes place on the boat, but the final image is they pull back outside of the boat and you can see that they're on a set. Something very similar. And of course, Monty Python does the same thing in
That's true.
The Holy
Yeah.
Grail, right?
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Classic meta. Of course, Mel Brooks does it too. In fuck, which film does he do it in? He does it in
Blazing
Saddles, right? Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end.
Blazing
Yeah.
Saddles. Classic meta contextual idealization.
I kind of like it. I just like the idea that the characters are so self-actualized. They are even going to escape the confines of the movie that they're in.
Yeah, it's a nice final moment, and then the movie ends right there
because they escaped. They left the movie.
They did it.
They left the movie. Yeah, except for the couple, I guess, but they, I guess, exited the movie. His conclusion is a little lukewarm, but whatever, I guess. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, the movie kind of ends in a weird way. Not the meta shit, but just kind of, I don't know, just how everything kind of wraps up. It feels a little clumsy, but it's fine, I think, for the most part.
I mean, it's a challenging film to wrap up because, right, it's just so insane from the first moment to the last. So I think it's always gonna be a challenge to kind of try to find a way to tie this bow in a knot, as it were. But that's it, man. That's the movie.
Yeah, that's The Holy Mountain by Hodorowski.
Final thoughts?
Once again, I think everyone should watch it. Must be seen to be believed. One of the most audacious movies ever made, some of the greatest, most iconic images ever produced. And I would say that I do identify with like its messages on spirituality, commodification, reality. I think all that stuff is done really well. Like I said, The Devils, which is maybe another movie we should eventually watch for the show. I don't know. I think that movie kind of does similar things, but is a little bit better. But this movie is still iconic. It's still incredibly interesting. I think it's worth many rewatches. And yeah, there's just really nothing like it. And an incredible kind of surreal Mexican fantasy movie. And yeah, it's definitely a 9 out of 10 for sure. For me, it's just so audacious.
Yeah, this film is insane. It's surreal, disturbing, nauseating at times. It's all over the place. Very cool set designs, some great music. These actors were clearly all in for whatever, which is impressive in its own right. I am very impressed by the visuals and the imagination of this film and the technical aspects of this film. I think it's a very impressive film. However, I didn't really love the experience. It wasn't necessarily something I would love to have again. I am glad that I saw it. I'm glad I had the experience, but for me, it wasn't a enjoyable experience necessarily. I think for me, I found his stuff a bit pretentious at times and a little on the nose. So I don't know. I think everyone should definitely watch it. I think it's an experience that needs to be had, as you said. But for me, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because I did not enjoy the experience, even though I think it's a very well made film. I very much respect the film. It just wasn't for me.
I figured it was a gamble for you in terms of whether or not you would enjoy it or not. It's pretty particular. It's a particular taste, I guess. You know, for me, it's just it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I think it's just a whole cinematic package, in my opinion. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing in the world like it. So if you want to have an experience like no other, this is definitely one to have.
He's still alive. He still makes movies.
Oh shit, really? He's still making shit?
Still makes movies. Yeah, he was gonna make. Have you ever heard of the documentary Hodorowski's Dune?
Yeah,
That was a movie about how he was gonna make a Dune movie.
that would have been insane.
It was gonna have like H.R. Geiger designs, and it was gonna have music in it by Pink Floyd. Like
That would have been fucking insane. Yeah, I've heard of it. I can't imagine.
the only other Hodorowski I've seen is Santa Sangre, which is kind of like a circus type of movie. That one's really good. That one has a lot more Hispanic influences, like a lot of like culture, Hispanic culture. Yeah, I like that one too. That one's pretty dark.
All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. You can find everything I do at Austin Lugo 12.
I'm on Letterboxd at Retro Andrew, RTR0 Andrew.
And you can find this podcast wherever you hear podcasts. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at With Nothing to Say or Theater 42. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you.